Field service and the grown-up gig economy. Debunking the myths of the gig economy. Having outlined the growing case for the field service sector to embrace the gig economy in a previous video, let us take a moment to bust some of the myths surrounding the conversation. Misconception 1. The gig economy is just for young kids on bikes. If you look at the various gig work platforms that are available, it quickly becomes clear that many are targeted at workers with specific levels of expertise. When we think of the gig economy, we often automatically think of platforms such as Uber or TaskRabbit. But the truth is the gig economy is a broad and wide spectrum. For example, at the other end of the spectrum, high-level management consultants have essentially always been part of the gig economy, long before the term was ever coined. In fact, over 2/3 of the gig economy are over 30. When we look at field service engineers, successful platforms have emerged such as Field Nation and Workmarket that have allowed field service organisations to effortlessly tap into a contingent labour market full of qualified and experienced service engineers. Misconception 2. The gig economy is only utilised by certain types of company. Actually, 40% of companies expect that gig workers will become an increasing part of their workforce. Many businesses are clearly seeing the value in using freelance workers to meet their staffing needs. Companies like Swiss telco giant Swisscom, for example, are rapidly expanding their teams and building new service revenue streams by utilising an abundance of gig workers. This is a trend we've seen increasing in field service, and it offers a win-win for gig workers and field service companies alike, and experts predict that this trend will only continue. With more field service companies hiring gig workers, this will only serve to drive the acceptance of the gig economy further, bringing more experienced engineers to the gig economy market. Misconception 3. Gig workers are just waiting for a proper job. There is a common misconception that gig economy work is a means to an end, whilst workers seek out a more traditional form of full-time employment. In fact, research by Forbes shows that only 20% of freelancers would prefer full-time employment. Despite scare stories that position gig workers as vulnerable from exploitation and low wages, the reality is very different. And the truth is most gig workers wouldn't choose full-time employment even if it was available to them. In fact, 45% of the respondents to the Forbes survey stated they would opt to work independently and state that they would seek to acquire new clients in order to meet their financial goals. All of this is noteworthy because as a group, freelancers do tend to work longer hours at less pay than their employed counterparts. At the same time, they tend to state that they work on more interesting projects and enjoy the flexibility that gig work provides to them, including being able to work from home and spending more quality time with their family. Overall, this could reflect a shift in priorities among workers and has been aligned with the societal change of the workforce as boomers retire and millennials replace them. However, further study of the available data would indicate that this is in fact a universal preference that transcends generational outlooks. If you would like to know more about this topic, Field Service News has produced an exclusive white paper in partnership with Locals that is available for fieldservicenews.com subscribers in our premium content library now. If you have yet to subscribe, join 30,000 of your field service management professional peers and do so by clicking the button that says Access Paper. If you're not a subscriber, it will simply take you to our subscription page. But for now, thanks for watching and we'll see you again soon. Take care.